today, and I was competing against sirens and fire engines, and so I didn't get to finish it. But I'd love to share with you two poems. One that I recited at the Road to the Horse, and then one that I recite on many occasions over there. A lot of the arenas that we have over there, very hard to be able to do a poem because there's a lot of reverberation, and you feel like you're saying something 3 times, it comes back to you. So this sound system's pretty good, and I'll share with you a poem that I do over there. And the Americans are they don't really understand some of the hardships that the Australian stockman has to go through. And I spoke to 2 gentlemen back in 2005, and they were caught in the Snowy River firestorms. They were very, very lucky to get out of there with their lives intact. I asked if I could recite a poem about it, and I've called it, they said yes, and I've called it Snowy River Legend, and I'd love to share it with you. The Snowy River Mountains are home to splendid tales of skilled and daring riding that would leave your features pale. Are they folklore? Are they legend? Or just old stockman's lies? Is there truth behind these stories played out 'neath starlit skies? Did the man from Snowy River really take that dare and leap, or was it just a vision come to banjo in his sleep? Do the stockmen know that country like the back of their own hand? Do they bond with horse so strongly that as one they roam the land? Does disaster or an urgency bring a hero into sight? Does a scrap for life and death cause a noble heart to fight? When the Snowy River Mountains were caught alight in flames, the title of a hero was waiting to be claimed. And many stood to challenge the flames and daunting plight. Firefighters, tireless workers, toiling boldly day and night. The fire had swept the mountains, no ridge, no plain untouched. Local owners stood between the fire and land they loved so much. Bulldozers called for fire breaks, they would need an escort through. 2 mountain men on horses forged ahead. They never knew that the fire would catch a headwind and turn with power to stun. The dozers ploughed through blistering flames, but men and horses trapped must run. Kerry Wellsmore and the chestnut brother-in-law mark upon the bay. With the race that stood before them, they wished they'd fed them oats, not hay. Their only chance outrun it, though the flames would scold and singe. They must race through Devil's Cauldron with the prize of life to win. Kerry's home was in these mountains, skill with horses in his blood. But a wave of fear and panic swamped his mind and soul like flood. From a child these tracks he'd ridden, each one he knew so well. But they now bore close resemblance to the fiery depths of hell. They were galloping together, Kerry urged Mark by his side. We must make it to a clearing. Ride, mate. Bloody ride. The horses had to be frightened, what with chaos all around, but they lay their ears to proud, bold necks and powered over ground that was treacherous in daylight when the path ahead was clear. Now they galloped through a wall of smoke, through bush alive with fear. For kangaroos and wallabies, coats singed and half alight, bounced into Mark and Kerry. They were really scared and blind with fright. The wind was playing havoc, the fire swept and swayed, but in all of this commotion, both men made time to pray. Mark beckoned to his brother who 3 years ago had died. Stay with me now, beside me. Help me finish out this ride. Kerry too had thoughts of loved ones, 2 small boys and darling wife. Did they know how much he loved them, how they all fulfilled his life? Would he ever see the dawning of a new day with his clan, or would his body fuel the fire as it rampaged, bucked and ran? They were jumping fallen timber, barbed wire fences, broken ground. The pounding of their hearts was drowning out all